time.
Let's talk about Kanye for a second because
Wait till I get my money. Don't strike us.
What about this? You saying, "Wait till I get your money." You know what was making me laugh?
Right.
Well, the reason I want to talk about it is because I saw the Black Israelite guys, but the thing it was making me laugh. Like I was thinking of a lot of skits that like were funny, but like not funny enough to do. But like the idea of okay, so know how. They were saying that his big thing was he's saying, I need all the Jews to get together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wanted them all to get into a room, which is like bold ask. You know what I mean?
I asked my mom and she goes, what?
What did she say?
I go, we all got to get together.
Am I invited?
Yeah, I go, Kanye says we all got to get together. She goes, what? That was it. She doesn't
Really? And you changed the subject?
She doesn't know what's going on.
Well, what if you did this? Like, I was making me laugh, like a Jewish person calling Kanye and saying it's George Soros, and then Kanye meeting with like a guy pretending to be George Soros, like a bunch of Jewish guys get him together. Because like, imagine the Jewish guy was like, I can get George Soros in a room, but like you got to pay for the room, and there's going to be a fee of this, like $100,000. Like he basically multi-level marketing them,
yeah.
And then there's a guy there with like a wig on, being like, it is me, George Soros.
I'm George Soros. And you straight up just hire an actor.
Oh, you hire an actor off Craigslist. He gets in like a dark room, comes out with a cape, like, you want to speak to Soros? And he like agrees to all his demands. And then Kanye's tweeting like, just spoke to Soros, like, they're firing everyone. It's going to be all black dudes at fucking...
But Soros is such a trickster because the thing is, Soros is the one who puts the Craigslist
He's
ads
the original guy
to hire the actors.
Fake George Soros.
So what happens is you put an ad to hire a fake George Soros and you end up hiring real George Soros. Not realizing because he's such a trickster. Real George Soros, he shows up.
George Soros is the ultimate trickster. You can't get played by anybody.
Yeah, you can get played by anybody. By the way, Kanye's back on Instagram.
I seen him back on Instagram.
And he's probably a day away from being back on Twitter.
I know.
Because Elon's taking over Twitter today.
Officially. Yeah, that's correct. He's back in the game.
So, ain't going that bad.
Well, he was so he tried to do Skechers because he
probably for the better.
Oh, but it was funny. There's like the idea of him like going really down the hole, and he's like, the new Yeezys are doing we're doing like, he tried all the other ones, and the new Yeezys will be coming out as a collaboration with Patriot shoes. My Pillow presents Yeezys.
Yeah, My Pillow. It will be My Pillow. They're the only ones who probably have the manufacturing
actually could, right?
capacity to be like, we might be able to figure this out.
The new My Pillow Yeezys, like walking on a cloud. You know what I memean?
I mean, yeah. Like the thing is, he's apparently been trying to get out of. I think he's just playing this 5D chess Kanye right here.
It's like no, I don't think it would be that. There's too much like wackiness for it to not have like, it might be a plan that won't happen, but I feel like there is like a plan underneath this.
I am curious. I would love to get into his brain to see like how detailed this is playing out, because like at the end of the day, we have a midterm election coming up in under 1 month. There's no way he's going to be in the news cycle once a midterm's going on. Like he's
running.
What do you mean he's running? Kanye's not running for anything.
President.
Oh, no, midterm. Like in the next month, we have a midterm election for like the House or whatever, right? So, and whatever, all the other stuff. So it's like, it'll be Sleepy Joe Biden is going to be like what we're talking about in a month. He's going to be totally out of it. He's going to have some new manufacturing thing. He wanted to get out of that deal. He's like, they're really the only thing that I could say that will get me out of the deal, but not tarnish my reputation enough. Because again, if you look at comments on a lot of stuff, people mostly agree with him. The people who leave comments on social media mostly agree with him.
Yeah, I think someone was making that point that there is like, with this one specifically, they were like, there's so much outrage, but it was like, was there, or was all the blog, like it was the outrage coming from the people that are writing about outrage?
Of course. It's the people who make money, like getting clicks are
You were getting into it with a couple people online.
Oh, yeah, I was.
Danny was getting into it with it is funny.
Dude, I got my own outrage machine. I'm fucking popping off.
Well, it is funny watching you argue with people who be like, yeah, like you like almost get accused of being like in on it, you know what I mean?
Of course.
Like there's
but I also lean into getting accused because I like enjoy doing
That's funny.
this.
So Danny's been fighting on Twitter being like, as a You actually posted like one thing that actually I found that probably the most thing that made me laugh is people kept posting stats being like, this is the percentage of Jewish people in banks, this is the percentage of Jewish. And you just kept saying like, yes, Jewish excellence. And
yeah, I said we should have our own. I go, if this infographic is to be believed, I'm like, we should have our own month. But I said either June or July, but not July just because July. Probably bad optics for that. Yeah. So June it is.
But you keep saying, yeah.
And then someone posted all the politicians. I go, impressive.
Yeah. That was killing me.
Yeah.
The idea of like, yeah, you're so removed from the conversation, you just think someone's like complimenting you. Someone's like, look at this. Jewish people have managed to put all these top positions in Hollywood. Yeah. Impressive. Yeah, that was some good stuff. But some people were actually pretty getting fired up about you.
Oh, yeah.
Read the one that was like,
oh, I mean, dude, it's basically, I get the infographics. It's the main infographics.
No, but the guy was saying like, oh, you pretend to, it's funny because he was like, you shit on your own people as whites, but you'd never say that about Jews. You're like, as if you're like the biggest like anti-white guy or something.
Yeah, that's the thing because they
just put you into a box.
They go, you're a blue check Jew. So then they go, sure. They're like, he must have deleted all his white people should die tweets, like in their mind.
Do you think any of those guys went through your stuff looking for white people should die?
100%. 100%.
They were hoping to find like white people are the worst kind of
for
tweets.
Sure. Oh yeah, I mean, my most recent, I just opened up my Twitter and that's the most recent thing. The funny thing is these infographics that they use. And so this one guy, he keeps complaining because he's like, he's like, you can't criticize them. And I'm like, you've been spending the last 3 days doing it. I'm like, so it seems like you can.
Well, you know what he means, obviously.
Well, no, but I think he does mean he's playing the game. Like he's waiting to get kicked.
No,
off
I understand
Twitter,
that, but obviously I don't think it's a crazy thing to be like, you can make a video about how you hate white people on the internet. Yeah, fine. You can't. I mean, that point is accurate. If anything, that's the whole.
If you're a certain level, if you reach a certain level.
Who would be in
a regular person could just be like, yeah. I mean, again, my whole Twitter is people criticizing Jews. I'm like, as a person, you can criticize Jews.
But I think that not to just play the devil's advocate on this one point, it's like there's a reason why they have to have fake avatars to do that. Of
course, sure.
Like if that guy was his real avatar, he'd be fired from his job. But if he was doing it for white people, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Whites are fair game. But again, whites are the devil.
The worst,
right? Hollywood, can I have my show, please? Thanks.
But, this begs the question.
Sure.
Is that, how people say, they have the argument about, like, what are the wrong things about free speech? Like, would those people be... This is an actual question I don't know the answer to necessarily, but, like, all of these people that when you're arguing with, they're, like, super fired up about Jews, right?
Yeah.
Do you think they would be as fired up if they were allowed to say those things? Or are they more fired up because you can't say it?
Would they be... Sorry, say this again?
Okay. The fact that they go, hey, there's this one group you're obviously not allowed to talk about, right?
Yeah.
And there's obviously like a historical precedent for that and why, right?
Sure.
I'm not saying it's like completely out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
But the fact that you can't talk about it is a lot of the reasons why. Do you think that some of those people are madder because you can't talk about it? Or do you think if you could talk about it, it would just be like the white thing where everyone talks about it all the time?
I'd say this. Okay, so I've been going in a league.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of comments like in this space, and I've looked at YouTube videos and stuff, and like it's not just white people who don't like the Jews.
Black people aren't fond
There's
of them.
a lot of Hispanic people, like, and I'll tell you this.
How do you think about this? Kanye does his Yeezys with like the Palestine government.
The Palestine colorway on the new Yeezys, because that's one of his beefs is they wouldn't let him do his colorways. He's like, Adidas won't let me do the colorways I want for the Yeezys. Like they won't. He's like, he has certain ones and they like won't allow him. So then maybe he'll do the Palestine ones. But I will say the thing where you say you're not allowed, like I've seen a lot of people tweet and comment this stuff from their personal accounts.
Okay.
Like where I click on it, I go like, yeah, it's just like the guy's face.
It'd be just like a guy?
Just literally a guy, and he's just like, yeah, you're not allowed to criticize the Jews, blah, blah, blah. But you're like, or whatever, and like just saying stuff.
Okay, but we know...
But yes, people,
you know what? This conversation is like we've already kind of had it, but like it's just obvious that.
But
like,
obviously, if you want to say like crazy, if you're
on YouTube and you go, hey, if you don't want to get kicked off, don't talk about Jews or race IQ. Like how many people have we seen for that?
Look, I will somewhat agree with you, but also there's a video that I watched about this guy who. Do you remember the guy who? You may remember this. His name's tech lead or like executive tech lead or something like that. That's his name on YouTube. And he made this video basically about he made a video like a few months ago, and then he got in trouble where he said that he was like a hirer at Google or Facebook, and he said whenever a woman applied for a job, he's like, I literally threw the resume in the garbage in front of them and told them to go have a family. Do you remember that guy?
No.
He's like this super autistic, like Asian dude who used to work.
James Damore on crack.
Totally. He's
James de much more.
I don't know. His name's Come on. His name's Patrick Shayu or something like that, right?
But James Damore more.
James the extra more. But so anyways, he kind of I remember seeing him because he said like, yeah, I would throw their things out like literally. But he got fired from Google and Facebook.
Yeah, it didn't work out for him.
Yeah. But he says he quit one of them because he was making more money from YouTube. But he put out a pretty aggressive video on Kanye is right.
Is he Asian?
He's Asian.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah, he's Asian. He put out this pretty aggressive video.
That guy, the little Asian guy, was throwing girls' resumes in the garbage.
Yes, saying go have a family, right? But he put out a pretty aggressive video, and I'll say this,
that's so fucking funny,
dude. He leads off. This video leads off with this like he goes, yeah, so Jews, it's and he's so like monotone, like there's literally like no emotion. He goes like it's very like it seems very scientific, like because he's like Jews control the media, and then he throws up this chart, and like the chart's literally like from the Daily Stormer like website, like, and it says like it's a Excel spreadsheet, and all the red cells are Jews in the media, and then all the green are like possible Jews, like it literally says, and then like the blue are like goyim, like it's like literally how it's labeled. And he goes, see, like this is, but then if you go look at it, like many of them are not Jewish, and many of them are there like I was looking at him like Marissa Mayer, I'm like, she used to be the CEO of Yahoo, she's on the thing 4 times. And then it says she's a Jew, but she's like, you look at her, she's like a Lutheran.
I guess I'm missing the point of this.
So anyways, he goes into like, he's posting all this stuff that's lies, and then going in pretty hard on all this stuff about the Jews, and that video is still there, and it has like 500,000 views.
Okay.
So to say like, again, and he had like, YouTube's not taking him down. Like, I'm sure there's been many Jews who have flagged that thing.
There is some people who've, like,
and maybe it will. Maybe it will.
I would say black guys have had more success, like, treading on that water, probably.
Sure, and maybe if a white guy made that video, maybe it would be down. I don't know, but I can say that, like...
Well, I don't know, Asians. I don't think Asians are allowed to do it.
Well, I mean, he's doing it, and it's there, and he has probably 10K comments on this video that are 99% in support of him, and it's there. So to say that you're not allowed to do it, I'm like, I don't know, maybe it'll be kicked off. Everybody's like, see you on Rumble next week, but like still there.
Rumble.com/Brian Long comedy. But the reason I even like, I mean, obviously we didn't talk about it last week because we had Jelly Roll on, and this is kind of like whatever the biggest thing that Kanye knows how to take over a news cycle, but nothing else. But so I was in Raleigh. We were both in Raleigh, but you weren't with me at this time. And the Black Israelites, there is nothing more entertaining in the world, dude.
I love them.
It's bonkers. So these guys, there's 3 different groups of them, and they're in a park. So this park, the Jehovah's Witnesses they had to share a corner with the Black Israelites for a little bit, right? So I was going to do interviews. There's 6 or 7 Black Israelites in the main group, and then there was kind of like the runoffs that they don't have as much spunk in their voice. You know what I mean? The main guy,
they have jobs.
Dude, this guy should be a podcaster. I swear to God, he could have talked for 45 hours. It was like he's like Tim Dillon level of like could go forever kind of thing. You know what I mean? This guy,
he goes and he's probably like, yeah, I would if the Jews didn't take away my channel.
Yeah, kind of.
He's
right?
like, I had a podcast.
I was a podcaster.
The Jews took my channel, and now I'm out here in Raleigh.
Yeah, and there was 3 of them, and the stuff that they were saying was like, I swear to God, it was stuff where you go, if anyone said this ever. At one point, they start just chanting Hitler, and then they're making like jokes, kind of, right? Probably the craziest thing that the guy said, he's like, Hitler was right. Tell me where he's wrong. Tell me where he's wrong. Guy walking his dog, like with this baby stroller walking by. Anyone here, tell me one thing that Hitler did wrong, like that kind of stuff. And then legitimately the Jehovah's Witness guy's standing there beside him, being like, the Lord, crazy, right? And then at one point, this guy goes, he keeps saying, the Jews, we are the Jews. He goes, and these fake Jews want to be black so bad, that's why Hitler put them in the oven. That's what he says. He's yelling this in a park. There's a guy picnicking with his wife.
By the way, now's probably a good time to announce that our next Patreon goal, if we hit it, I'm going to go up to these guys dressed as a rabbi and say, hello, fellow Jews.
This is killing me. No. I told you my sketch idea was you need to find the black Israelites that go, and the Jewish man that's doing this and this and this. And then you dress like really Jewish and put the voice up and you go, guys, technically I own this square and you owe me rent. How long have you been here for? I'm willing to give you a break on it. So.
And get my abacus out.
Get your abacus and charge them for rent for doing.
Technically, this is private property, and so you seem quite angry. So I will. It won't be full rent, but mortgage rates they're up. So
they're killing me.
It's a factor, and
going hardcore Jewish costume, and then going and charging. Going and charging them.
I mean, if they weren't so scary, I had a guy called into Low Value Mail, Joe the lawyer. He's a Jewish guy. He's like Orthodox.
Okay.
He called in and he goes, he lives in the Bronx, and he's like, he wears a kippah, and he goes, literally countless times, black Israelites on the train throw coins at him.
Wait, no.
Yes, he's like all the time. He's like they push. He's like, I've been pushed by them.
Those are my people too. A lot of the fellas are the Orthodox dudes. You know that.
He called in to
came to my show. I know those are my boys, dude. I'm gonna tell black Israelites right now.
The Orthodox dudes love us, but he's like straight up. He's like, I go, what do you do?
What coins?
I go like silver ones.
You see Danny with the tassels
covered in magnets. They throw them and they stick to me. They go, what kind of supernatural being is this Jew? The coins just stick to him. I'm like Magneto, who is also Jewish, actually.
Holy fuck, dude.
He goes, they're not bouncing off of him.
You heard, you go, that's terrible. What stop?
Oh, fuck. That's actually terrible. Is that the J train you were? Oh, fuck.
The next day, there's like 80 different... 80 people there. You know what would really hurt? A paper cut.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, dude, if they're throwing coins at him, then that's their move, is they see Jews and they throw coins at them.
That's wild.
Yeah.
No, these guys, I actually wrote down.
And he goes, I'm like, what do you do? He's like, I just mind my business. I don't do anything.
Well, yeah.
What are you
going to do? Get into a fight with these, like, dude, they're wearing essentially like cosplay outfits.
They look like kind of
right?
Klaus Schwab-ish. They have these long flowing robes.
But some of them have like armor kind of situations. Dude, the one guy was holding a whip the whole time. Legitimately, the one guy had like a huge whip. It's like, these guys are not to be messed with.
No.
Dude, the Jehovah's Witness guy. Yeah. And I was asking him, I was like, how you like having to share with this? He goes, oh, it's fine. He was like he's Ned Flanders, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Jehovah's are very nice people.
Yeah, this guy was like minding his own, right?
He was asking me, would you consider maybe a whip?
What do you think of the whip? Yeah. At one point, he goes, listen up, all you Weinsteins and Steinbergs. He's doing all this shit, right? So he's going off. It was just so crazy because it was like, it is one of these things where like Kanye West is a big celebrity, but it was like, if this was 7 like white people, you would not be able to turn on the internet without that being the number one story in the world.
Of course.
But like, because it's 7 black guys, it's like a tumbleweed's like flying by them. You know?
That would be like on CNN. I mean, literally, that's like the Charlottesville.
It would be Charlottesville.
It would be Charlottesville.
Dude, there was legitimately 20 of them on and there are 3 different spots, and there might have been more. This is just the 3 spots I saw.
Yeah.
Yelling at the top of their lungs how like great Hitler was.
Yeah. I mean, there's different rules.
Oh, you know what he goes? He goes, oh, what do you want talking about the Jews? I don't give a damn about no motherfucking Anne Frank in some motherfucking attic. At one point he starts going on Anne Frank. He says, I don't give a shit about Anne Frank in some attic. He's going on about that for a while. He's talking about the 6 million stuff a lot. He goes,
yeah. Let me guess, they weren't buying it.
He said it was low. It's actually higher. He thought it was higher.
Go, 6 million seems very low to me.
Anyways, back to Hitler. Yeah.
Go, that's the one thing that I do actually disagree with.
I've done the math on that one, and that actually was a pretty accurate synopsis.
If anything, that's a low figure.
Anything that would be a low ball. That would be called in the industry a low ball. Dude, he was.
I wonder if Farrakhan gets to come back on Twitter.
Did he get kicked off Twitter?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. When he called the Jews termites, that was kind of.
I thought that was like years and years and years before Twitter. He said that.
No. That was 5 years ago, maybe.
Really?
Yeah, it was during Trump.
The anti-Semite, anti-termite thing?
Yeah.
I thought that was
sure.
like forever ago.
I don't think so. Time's just slow down.
Oh, also, here's an interesting one. They said the Hispanics and the Native Americans are Jews too. That's
Everybody's Jews but the Jews.
This is what he said. That I didn't realize that he said. And then the Hispanics because he goes, and we are the Jews, and we are the greatest people that ever lived, and they were taking our title away as Jews. And he goes, the same with Hispanic. Everyone who was native to any piece of land was the original. Like,
well, I guess. Well, Kanye was saying on
he says Native Americans are Jews,
he
too.
goes, everybody came from Africa, therefore everybody is Jew.
So then everybody's just not
except the actual.
Where do the actual Jews come from then?
We all come from. Everybody comes from Africa,
but except for Jewish people.
I guess we come from Satan's asshole.
Is that the thing?
We were all birthed out of Satan's asshole, I believe. Is
that what he's trying to say?
Is the backstory correct? Yes. I don't know.
The Federal Reserve printed you. Is that what he's trying to say? Why wouldn't if everyone came from Africa?
Well, that's why he goes.
I don't get it.
He goes. Everybody's Jewish. Or Kanye goes.
So why would they be fake Jews then? Why he keeps calling them fake Jews?
Because I don't know. Because we're the ones who are recognized as Jews, I guess.
Yeah, you're just as real as them. They're just saying we're also that.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, we would welcome them. We wouldn't.
I guess that's a lot about having like Jesus's blood and stuff.
I would love to. You can't get me to go to a synagogue right now, but if you promised me that there would be black Israelites there, I would be there fucking every Friday.
How about this?
I would be there every fucking Friday, every Saturday.
What if you went to a black Israelite and they said, we have Jesus' blood into you? And you go, well, my great-great-grandfather has more of it because he actually did the circumcision with his mouth. And so he actually legitimately had Jesus' blood in him.
Correct.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, here, I got one more. He goes, what Jewish person drops 80 points a game? He started bragging about how...
I mean, what do you mean? Kobe?
But that's what he was saying. He was saying that black people are better athletes, and he was like, his theory that he was getting at were that Jewish people are the best, and they're the best athletes. So if Jews were the actual real Jews, they'd be better at sports. That was like, I'm telling you, these are the kind of arguments they were making.
Yeah, that's a stretch.
And he goes, what you tell me? Yeah, Jewish people, the greatest of all time. Have you ever seen one of these fake Jews drop 80 points in a game? That was his line of reasoning.
That's true.
He went on about that for a while.
Interesting. That's an interesting thing. That one probably does not hold up with even.
Do these guys
the most virulent of anti-Semites is like, yeah, that one you lost me on.
These guys make 16 Chan look like a fucking cakewalk.
That must be weird too, because like a lot of really anti-Semites probably are like who are probably just blanket doesn't like anybody who's not white, like the proper like Aryan whatever, blah blah blah. But then they're probably like, man, I agree with them on so much. I wish they weren't black.
I think they like him probably.
Of course they like them. It's the same reason why they like Kanye for this week.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I like that. I like the Black Israelites. though.
They're hilarious,
absolutely
dude.
one of the most hilarious.
My
groups.
joke was always saying, go in front of them and then put a bill in your mouth, like asking that they're, and then be like, hey, when are you guys doing your next performance? Like act like you're a tourist and you're watching a performance.
Or do like the strip club thing where you lay down.
Lay
down with the five in your mouth.
That was good what I was saying.
Does anybody want to take this out with their butt?
Yeah, wearing like a bondage outfit. These guys are ready to go though, dude. I didn't even.
That's the problem. They are legitimately.
I wouldn't dare like step to them. Or
They
something.
seem
they wanted
aggrieved.
That. They were hoping someone would come and
yeah.
like they like wished a motherfucker would, and I wasn't about to be the motherfucker that they wished for.
Yeah,
I wasn't about to grant them that wish.
Would you consider? You ever see those like whenever there's like a bomb? You know, and then the bomb squad guy goes in and he's wearing like that bomb blast suit. That's like this giant suit. Would you go to a streeter wearing one of those? Like the
bomb suit? Oh, so they
the
can't.
giant bomb
To
suit.
not
where you,
get
like,
fight.
waddle
Yeah, so no one
over
can
there.
fight, man.
Yeah, you just waddle over there. Like
With the helmet on and everything.
Yeah. Hello, sir. What's your...
Hello, fake Jewish Israelite.
I mean, real Jew.
Yeah, so... Okay, some good shit there.